like to speak a little bit about yarmulkes. This is an educational video on a Jewish garment known as the yarmulkah. This is a nylon yarmulkah, generally worn in Reform and conservative synagogues. We also give it out to guests that come to an Orthodox shul. So you can see it's got a nice point on its head. It's made out of nylon. It's basically disposable. And it's the equivalent of wearing a dunce cap. But the person that's wearing it really doesn't know they're wearing a dunce cap. It's close enough to what a yarmulke should look like so that somebody who's not familiar with all your Orthodox customs walks into a shul, puts it on their head, basically is kind of like he's wearing a cone on his head, but he really doesn't know it because it's close enough to what an actual yarmulke looks like, and it was given to him that he thinks everything is fine. So that's one yarmulke. I have a whole stack of yarmulkes here, different kinds, different colors, and thank you very much. I'm only going to talk about a few of them because we have a limited amount of time. This is a black velvet yarmulke. It's quite big. It's a Haredi yarmulke. It's a very religious yarmulke. If you're wearing this type of a yarmulke, you're making a statement that you're more religious than almost everybody else. In fact, everyone else except those people that are wearing one of these yarmulkes are definitely more religious than any one of them. The thing about yarmulkes is you can judge a book by its cover. In Hebrew we say, Al tistakel b'kankan el b'ma sheyesh bo. Don't look at the container, look at what's inside of it. The exception, of course, being a yarmulke. So you can tell that if a person's wearing this type of yarmulke, he's a very religious person. These type of people are worried about things like keeping their milchik and fleshik sponges separate. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that's very important. Personally, you see, if your milk and meat sponges get mixed up, that could lead to mixed dancing at a wedding, which could lead to immorality and the entire decay of your entire society. So, these people are keeping all of that stuff in order. Now, yeah, it doesn't make sense to a lot of other people. They think, well, if my meat and milk sponge are mixed up, am I going to go to hell? Of course, you can't say, yes, you're going to go to hell. You're just going to be one step closer to the next thing, which will bring you to the next thing, which will bring you to hell. So, these yarmulkes are very important, and you should know that these people are keeping our entire race out of hell. Next is the standard leather yarmulke. It's very common. It's the most middle of the road, I would think, in the Orthodox world. This one has letters on the inside. It says Beth Jacob, and it has a phone number. Why you need a phone number on the inside of your yarmulke, nobody knows. Now, the question is, to some people, is that the inside or the outside? Now, if you have a baseball cap, it's clear the letters go on the outside. If you're new to the yarmulke world, you would think, well, these letters must go on the outside. So, once again, you can judge a person by how they're wearing their letters on their yarmulke. Obviously, this is a newbie. Somebody doesn't know what in the heck they're doing. On the other hand, it may not be a newbie. It may be a dysfunctional. You see, some people just will wear the letters on the outside of the yarmulke. They won't know that every single other person is wearing the yarmulke like that. They're just dysfunctional. You should keep an eye on them. The way you can tell what group they're in, meaning are they the baseball cap wearers that think the letters go on the outside because they're new to this whole thing, or are they the people that are going to be at the kiddush that are taking the sponge cake and sticking it into their coat pockets because you never know when you're going to need a piece of sponge cake. These sponges have a lot to do in Judaism. You have your milk and your meat sponges, and you have your sponge cake, all tied into yarmulkes, interestingly enough. I think I'm going to stop there. This was a good education in yarmulkes and in how to judge Jews. We do have Rabbi Nachman yarmulkes, Zionistic settlers yarmulkes, Pope-like looking yarmulkes, and a variety of other yarmulkes, but we'd like to keep it short. Have a good evening, everybody.
See us next time on our next video.
Thank you very much.